happy Wednesday. So today in our word work, we are going to work on something that is really tricky for first graders. So this is something that has always been tricky for my first graders, even when we're in the classroom. So before I start, I want you to massage your brain and get it ready. Get it ready to learn, okay? And turn your listening ears up. Okay, are you ready? Okay, before we start, I want to review a couple of words that have endings. So over here on the board, I am going to write this word. What is this word? Well, what's the base word? Let's cover the ending. What's the base word? Jogged. Jogged. So ed is making the d sound in this word. Jogged. I jogged up the sidewalk. But what do you notice happens before we add our ed ending? The G needed a friend. So if you have a vowel and a consonant, the consonant needs a friend before we add that ending, so we gave it another G. What about this word? Hopping. Hopping. This one has the ing ending. What do you notice about the base word? We had to give P a friend because he didn't have another consonant friend. So the Easter Bunny was hopping along to my house on Sunday. Okay, so today we're going to talk about a different kind of spelling change when we add endings to a word. Okay, so we know that if we add an ending to a word that only has one consonant at the end, we should give that consonant a friend. Today, we're going to talk about what happens when a base word ends in Y. So we know that words that end in Y don't make the Y sound, right? Because Y steals out of E and I's cubbies. So we have words like fly, where the Y is stealing the I sound. Then we have words like puppy, where the Y is stealing the E sound. Okay? So words that have Y at the end are making the I sound or the E sound. Well, I got tired of Y always stealing his sound. So, in words like silly, when we add an ending to silly, the I decides to take his spot back. So, in words like sillier, that Y changes back to an I. It still makes the same sound. It's still stealing the E sound in sillier, but the I says, I am taking your spot because you were always stealing my spot. So we have silly becomes sillier. So if a word ends in a consonant and then a Y, when we add the ER ending, that Y is going to change to an I. So if we have a word like happy, happy is our base word. I would be happier if I were teaching you this at school. That Y changes into an I, and it becomes happier. Happier. Okay, same thing happens when we're adding EST. Remember, EST could be a comparing ending, like she is the smartest person in the class. But when our base word ends in a Y, like lazy, the I is tired. He is going to steal the Y spot this time. So lazy has a Y at the end, so that means laziest. Like Beatbox is the laziest cat in my neighborhood. That Y changes to an I, and then we add our EST ending, okay? So, what if we had silly? Who is the silliest person in our class? That Y becomes an I. Silliest. Okay? ED. Remember the ED ending usually means that something already happened. So in words like study, that Y is taking that Y spot and it becomes studied with an I and then ED. Okay, if we're adding ES, so if we're wanting to say more than one, in words like puppies, that I steals the spot again, and then it takes the spot and becomes puppies. This also works for words like fly, because remember, not all the time when we're adding ES doesn't mean more than one, only if it's a noun. So fly, that bird, it can fly, or it flies. That I takes the Y spot and then we add our ending. Okay, so let's try a couple of examples just to get us to practice this a little more because this is really, really tricky stuff, okay? So what about this word? Put your finger on your nose when you can read it. Okay, what is it? Cry. Can you use that word in a sentence? Cry. I hope you don't cry. What about that I stole the spot. And then we add our ES ending. She cries because she misses her students. What about this one? Because I know that some of you have been playing outside today and we had a lot of rain this weekend. Okay, what is this word? Muddy. Muddy. She got her pants muddy. But the dog who rolled around in the dirt was the muddiest of all. That Y changed into an I. Okay? What about this one? Sleepy. I'm feeling very sleepy. But I bet if you have watched all of my videos all at the same time, you are feeling sleepier than I do. That Y becomes an I, okay? So there is a few times when the Y does not change to an I, and I'll show you when that might happen. So in words like try. Ooh, we've got that tricky troll blend right there. T-R-Y, okay? Well, if we change it to tries, the Y changes to an I. She tried, when we add the ED ending, the Y changes to an I. When we have words like trying, the Y does not change. Okay, so when we have an ing ending, it does not change. Because let's take a look at what that word would look like. But that's two I's right next to each other. Does that look right? Nope. So when it's an ing ending, then the Y stays the same. Okay? So in words like trying, flying, let's see, worrying, that Y would stay the same. But for all of these other endings, if we have a consonant and then a Y, that Y is going to change to an I because I is sick and tired of Y stealing all of the sounds. Okay? So I have an activity on Seesaw that I want you to try. And it might be tricky right now, and that's okay. I just want you to practice. Okay? And if it's something that's tricky for you, you can turn it in. And I have been leaving voice comments on some of your work in Seesaw to help you if you're confused or if you need some help. So it's okay if it's tricky right now. Just do your best. I just want you to try to read these words and see what you can do with adding some endings. Okay, friends? Great job. We're going to keep practicing this, so don't worry if this is still tricky for you. As long as you have massaged your brain and had your listening ears on, we'll keep working on it, okay? All right, friends, have a great day.